Okay, so for the last month and a half, ever since Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight got announced, so I wanted to play every Lego game made. I looked up on Wikipedia and other websites that there's one too many. So I narrowed it down to TT Games and any like major name, I should say. So as you can see in the tier list, we're not going from A or B or whatever. Literally going from worst to best, kind of like what what's the game Moist Critical did with Resident Evil. If you've seen that. So I played these Lego games down here. I wanted to play the handheld one, so Lego Chima, Nindroid. I only managed to play the one, but handheld won't be in this tier list since they are inferior to the console ones. Also noted, any ports, mobile Lego games won't be added. Same with Lego World and any of the non-story related Lego games, so Brawls, 2K Drive, and all that won't be included. So we're strictly going these ones, these 28. So literally worst, just getting right off rip, is where is it? Here, Indiana Jones 2. So Indiana Jones 2 is the worst Lego game I played out of all of these ones here. It was tossed up between, might as well go 27. I was tossed up between Lego Indiana Jones 2 and Lego Movie the Video Game 2 in the bottom two. Mainly because Lego Indiana Jones 2 backstory, Indiana Jones 1 covers the first three movies. I believe three. Raiders of the Lost Ark, Temple of Doom, and Last Crusade. Yeah, it covers the first three. Indiana Jones 2 covers Crystal Skull. You can also replay like 3-4 levels of each of the previous Indiana Jones games. That were in Indiana Jones 1, just in a new style, better graphics, better gameplay, and everything. I will say Hub World and all that, Indiana Jones 2 is superior. Only reason why it's in 28 is about 75% of the game were vehicle missions. You had to go around in a vehicle and do the objectives. I did not like those. That was boring as hell. Crystal Skull is also arguably the worst Indiana Jones movie. Only reason why Lego Movie the Video Game 2 is 27 and not 28, or like I originally thought I was going to put it, is because there are no levels in Lego Movie 2. Lego Movie 2 has no levels, like there's no level 1 such and such, but like kind of like Lego Movie 1 did in every other Lego game. There were no levels. It was practically what Lego Worlds was. If you know what Lego Worlds, it's just or even Lego Fortnite. It was practically that, but you're just following the story of Lego Movie 2. And arguably Lego Movie 2 was crap. Just the game, it was like they made a crap movie, so they had to make it the game crap instead of making the game better. Yeah, so that's why it's there. But Lego Movie 2 tried experimenting with something new for these Lego games, which later on did get adapted into other Lego games, which I'll touch base on later. But yeah, so that's why it's in 27. Indiana Jones 2 was just miserable. So 26, and this is where it got tough. I did enjoy all of them, but I honestly think number 6 I'd have to give it to Ninjago. So 26 is Ninjago Movie the Video Game. Again, the movie wasn't terrible. I've only seen it like twice. Not a movie I'd go back and rewatch again though. The game wasn't terrible. Like, none of these games were terrible. It's just I'm scaling on enjoyment factor and replayability and just overall like the feeling you get inside by playing a Lego game. If you're a Lego game fan, obviously I'm a massive Lego fan. Ninjago, I mean, the show's good. The movie, it did incorporate, again, new style, similar to Lego Movie 2. I'm not sure which one, I don't know which one came out first. I have a feeling it was Ninjago. But, again, they incorporate, I lost my train of thought. Overall, it wasn't terrible. It was just, it was like the movie. Plus, it dragged on. Like, it just wasn't fun because they didn't get powers until the end of the game. Same for the movie. Yada yada yada. That's why it's there. The next one, in 25, this is where it starts getting difficult. Well, actually, no, it really doesn't. It's Lego Horizon Adventures. So, as of actually recording this, I just finished Lego Skywalker Saga, which is the last one I did for my little marathon. Adventures was the one I did before Skywalker Saga, and it was one that some of these I'd never played before. So, like Indiana Jones 2 and Ninjago, I actually never played before. Horizon, I played Lego Movie 2. I remember enjoying it, but replaying it, it was eh. Horizon Adventures was, if a lot of people will probably disagree, and I agree, it should actually be a lot lower on the list, and it originally was when I was planning it out. But thinking back on it, it followed the first Horizon game, and I actually enjoyed Horizon Zero Dawn. I've started Forbidden West, and I've never played Forbidden West before. I've started it, but Lego Horizon Adventures follows the first game, but obviously in Lego terms, so they've changed a whole lot of stuff. And it was a completely different style of Lego game from any of the Lego games here. So you had your hub world, but your levels weren't your typical levels. It was more like it wasn't top down, but it was like a fixed camera. And you had to go through and it was just like 3 stages, and it was like, you had to fight enemies. Okay, you defeated the enemies. Move on. And it's like, okay, a little bit parkour, blah blah blah. Here's another lot of enemies. Defeat the enemies. The combat was Aloy, the only way to fight as Aloy was a bow and arrow. Then there was Teersa with her explosive chicken. There was Aaron with his hammer, and what's his name? Is it Vast? Vast with the spear. It was probably like enjoyable for little kids if they were playing like with friends. I could see him playing it with, but I actually put it higher because it was something that I didn't hate it. I did originally enjoy it better than these 3, but I like when people take a risk with games. Although some people disagree with that because you can get really crap games. But again, they took a chance. It's not probably a game I wouldn't replay. I'd probably replay these 3 more than this, but I did enjoy this more. Honestly, it should be way down here, but I actually did like the story, and it was actually different seeing the characters in like a happy state rather than depressed or having like it's like, oh, I have the world on my shoulders. I have to do this, blah blah blah. Don't care. Okay, 24. Okay. See, so I should probably state my top. Oh, actually no. I'll save that for later. So 24. I think it's gonna be. See, I remember playing this many years ago when I was like a kid. Well, I don't mean like, I was a kid when I played this. Original Trilogy. Original Trilogy isn't a bad Lego Star Wars game. It was the second Lego Star Wars game they made, and it was like the third or fourth mainline Lego game they made. I did enjoy it. The only thing I did not like about it is episode 4, or the first, A New Hope. A New Hope, where Luke goes to Dagobah. I'm a massive Star Wars fan, and this pissed me off. Luke goes to Dagobah to train with Yoda. During his I'm talking about the movies right now. During his training, when he's learning about the Force, he senses Leia, Hans, Chewbacca, and everyone on Cloud City in danger because of Darth Vader and Boba Fett and all that. In the game, he leaves to go to Cloud City, but Leia in the game aren't even at Cloud City yet. They get to Cloud City and Luke's already being defeated by Darth Vader and hanging on the bottom of the city while they're getting captured by Boba Fett in that. The whole point of them of Darth Vader capturing Han Solo and all that was to use one of them as an experiment in the carbon freeze thing. But that's the only nitpick I have with it. And then the next one on the list is it's tough because I'll say it. I'm tossed between Lego Star Wars 1 and where is it? Yeah, and Lego Harry Potter Years 1 to 4. So going in, I have played all the Lego Harry Potter games and Star Wars before. I originally went in knowing I did not like the Lego Harry Potter games, being not a massive Harry Potter fan myself. I don't hate the franchise, I'm just not a die-hard fan. Like, if there was a choice between, eating a dog of shit or watching Star Wars, that's bad comparison. If I had no other choice to watch Harry Potter, yes, I'd watch it over certain movies, but, in terms of games, I'd actually put Lego Harry Potter Years 1 to 4 here in 23. Again, I like the game. I'd honestly replay it. As I was playing it, the remasters or the complete edition or whatever for the Switch 2, the PS5 and all that, the remaster they did with better graphics, I didn't play that. I played the OGs because I emulated them. At the time of me finishing both of them, because I played both of them back to back, the remastered went on sale. I brought the remaster. I haven't played it. Only reason why I was going to play it for my little marathon I did was because it was 1 for 1, and I didn't want to do that. But yeah, that Years 1 to 4 goes there. Again, there was nothing wrong with it, just stacked up against all these other ones. That's where it is. Next one is Lego Star Wars 1. Again, I know people in terms of Star Wars, I like the original trilogy. In terms of favorite Star Wars movies, the original trilogy is my favorite, followed by the prequels and the sequels. Sequels can go fuck themselves. Force Awakens wasn't bad. The other two can go fuck themselves. But my favorite Star Wars movie of all time is Empire Strikes Back. But in every Lego Star Wars game I played, besides where is it, Force Awakens, they did Empire Strikes Back well, except this one. This one they crapped on it. But did I say earlier New Hope fucked up? No, Empire Strikes Back they fucked up. My bad. Yeah. The next one I'm putting in is Complete Saga. Complete Saga I remember playing on the Wii. Yeah, I think I played it on the Wii. That reason why it's going right above number one. And again, I said I didn't want to play one for one. And going in, when I started playing Complete Saga, I thought it was literally they just got these two games and they just put it into a collection. No, they did change a lot of stuff. Example, in Star Wars 1, Lego Star Wars 1, in Phantom Menace, when you're doing the pod racing mission with Anakin, there is a time limit you have to beat. Not beat, but in each lap, if you don't get to a certain checkpoint, a timer will go off, and if you fail to meet that timer, you have to restart that lap. Complete Saga, they got rid of that, which I loved. They also added in extra levels. So in the original, they didn't have a scene where they're chasing down the bounty hunter in episode 2 that tried to kill Padme. This one they did. In Complete Saga they did, I mean. And there was also an extra mission for, crap, I can't remember. Was it New Hope? They added an extra level towards the end. I can't remember. They added in like 2 or 3 extra levels. And reason why this is up here is because these two, if you were going to get a Lego Star Wars game, I would recommend Skywalker Saga. Spoilers for, obviously it's way up higher in the list. But if you had to pick between these 3, Complete Saga would be the one to go for, because it's exactly the same as these two. It's just better. It's you get both of them in one, and there's extra levels, so it's kind of by default it's better. So next one, and this is where it starts getting hard for me, because I actually enjoyed most of these. Except, so number 20, Lego Marvel's Avengers. So this can't, again, I don't know what years these came out. I'm pretty sure Horizon Avengers came out last year, like 2 years ago, sorry. But Marvel's Avengers, one of the newish Lego games. It covered the Avengers 1 and Age of Ultron stories. It was one of the first Lego games I actually platinumed on my PlayStation. I did enjoy it back then. Going back, I didn't enjoy it as much after playing some of the others. It, again, wasn't bad. It's just, it felt incomplete to me. At the time I was playing it, it was probably good because it came out around a little bit after Age of Ultron came out. So there was only 2 Avenger movies. And then, since I played it so many years later, and now there's Infinity War, Endgame, you can even argue Civil War was like a little Avenger movie, because all of them were in Captain America Civil War. It just felt incomplete to me. But still, it was still more enjoyable than these ones. Next one is Lego Harry Potter years 5 to 7. I didn't actually think I'd enjoy this as much as I did. In terms of gameplay, it was actually better. I found it better than 1 to 4, and it was more 1 to 4. It was, I wouldn't say boring, but you're in like the peaceful era of Harry Potter. It was calm. There wasn't a lot to accomplish until like up towards like Goblet of Fire. This one, it was like, yeah, do or die. So yeah, Okay, yeah, okay. I think it's time. 18. One that I never played before, Lego Dimensions. Lego Dimensions originally was going to be way lower, mainly because it's a discontinued game. The only way to play it is if you actually own the disc and the toy base. And if you don't know what that means, Lego Dimensions was kind of like Skylanders and Disney Infinity, if you know what that is, where you actually had a base where you got to build Lego figures and put it on the base. As a kid, it was my dream to have it Never got it because it was too expensive and no one was going to get it for me. And when I finally was old enough to get some money, save some money up, it got discontinued. So obviously I'm a big boy now, got a PC, I emulated that bitch. And originally I was like, oh wait, how are you gonna emulate it? There's an inbuilt toy pad or whatever in the emulator that I used. So I was like, oh sweet. It was tedious, and that's why it was going to be way lower. But thinking back, I'm going, okay, if you actually owned this game in terms of story and the fact that you can play like Lego Back to the Future, Lego Scooby-Doo, all these Lego World, Lego Ghostbusters, Lego Sonic, and there's a bunch of other ones in that world, it was cool, and I actually had access to all of them. And it was a cool idea. If they did another one, that would be amazing. Most likely will never happen. But it's 18 for me. I did enjoy it more than Harry Potter. Okay. What do we do? Okay, what are we doing? Yeah. 17, we got Lego Batman the video game. This is the one that that kicked off my little Lego marathon. I started with a Lego Batman game. It was actually the first Lego game I ever played. The first Lego game I ever played was Lego Batman the video game on the PSP. Then I played Lego Star Wars 2 Original Trilogy, the OG on the Xbox and PS2. Then I played Complete Saga on the Wii. The Harry Potters and all that came later in life, but this was the first Lego game I ever played. It was amazing, because growing up, I was always a DC fan. I was a DC fan for many years, until I started getting into Marvel, because growing up, I still do. I own a shit ton of DC comics. Marvel, I didn't have that many Marvel comics. The only really thing I knew about Marvel was the movies and like Google. And I had a little bit of Marvel comics, but not that many. But yeah, just DC World, Batman, Superman, all those superheroes were sick. That obviously it's here. Going back, originally this was in my if I was doing an original list, it was actually going to be way up higher. But it was overtaken dramatically. But obviously still enjoyed it more than these. It was still good. I completely forgot going in because I thought it was, because I did all the Batman missions. I did because there was like 3 parts or 3 acts. So you had the Riddler, you had Joker, then what was the other one? Was it Penguin? Yeah, Penguin, Joker, Riddler. And you got to kind of pick on which ones you want to do. And there were like 5 levels in each. I was like, oh crap, okay, there's only 15 levels. That's a pretty short game. Not realizing you can actually go to Arkham Asylum in the game, and there was another 15 levels you could do with the villains. I was like, okay, I remember this now. And it was seeing the villain's point of view made the game better. Because you got to see how they got into those situations where Batman comes in and stops them, and what they were plotting. It was cool. Cool little thing they did. Okay, next one. Yeah. Yeah. Lego Indiana Jones. Again, I played this one before, but since I played all of these back to back, 16th spot. I did not realize how good the original Lego Indiana Jones was. Then, like I said, when I played most of these, I played them like in order, except for the Batman games. So when I did Lego Indiana Jones, I did Indiana Jones 1, then I did 2. When I went to 2, I realized how fucking shit it was. Shit as in like story. Mainly because, put it this way, Lego Indiana Jones 2. You've got the you've got your levels, but Crystal Skull was split into 3 parts for some ungodly no reasons. They had 3 different hub worlds for each part, instead of just putting it all into one, like Indiana Jones 1 did. Yeah. Plus, Indiana Jones, amazing movies. The only shit one that was the newer one when he's old. Forgot what one that was called. Dial of Destiny. Is that what it's called? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Dial of Destiny. That was the only shit Indiana Jones movie before Crystal Skull. Even though the new one's probably better than the Crystal Skull. Yeah, Indiana Jones. It was a cool little adventure to go on. Okay. And this one I was actually scared to play. Never played it before. In the little, it looked cool. It just didn't look like my cup of tea. Mainly because all these Lego games are based off of like a movie or a franchise. This was just straight up Lego City. And you had the classic Lego City. It's like, hey, you got the ad. Play the ad. It's like, hey, you build the attack helicopter, or something like that. I can't remember, but the ads and all that for it. I did not realize actually how good this game was. So I do know there is a handheld Lego City Undercover game called Lego City Undercover The Chase Begins or whatever, which is meant to be a prequel to this game, and I wanted to play it, but I can't get the emulator working for this one. Or not this game, but the prequel. I wanted to play it because I did enjoy City Undercover, but yeah, it was actually good. Only thing I didn't like about it was actually I don't know what was, I can't remember what was bad about. Oh, it was a lot of back and forth. It was like, hey, okay, you're off the case, go here. You do a little mission, do a little couple side quests up here. It's like, oh no, we need you back to the city, and you got to drive all the way back to the city. And when you're flying in the game, there's an invisible wall that you have to maneuver around. You can't just fly over the mountain like in nearly every open world Lego game. It was stupid, but still, the levels were fun. The story was cool. It gets 15th spot. Right. And right above it, Lego Star Wars The Force Awakens. I'll touch base on why. In all honesty, it was an actually really good game. Again, never played it before, but it was really good. I'll touch base later, but yeah, that gets 14th spot. I'll tell you why later. That's 14th. And the next one, Lego Pirates of the Caribbean. Another one. Only the first time playing it. It was good again. Pirates of the Caribbean movies. All are good except for the newest one. What was it called? The one off the World's End. The one with the kids. And Jack Sparrow's barely in it. That movie was atrocious. It was still a fun movie, but it's just not as good because the first 4 are amazing classics. Again, with Indiana Jones, amazing. I did like Pirates of the Caribbean better than Indiana Jones. It was just fun. If you look it up, look someone up playing it. I was originally going to play it for the offshore he plays, but I never did. I just wanted to ban these games out. I mean, most of these games, I didn't realize how small some of these Lego games were. Like, I was able to do, like, 2.5 a day. I know that sounds sad, but they're, like, 4 hours long. Some of them are longer. Like, for example, Lego Horizon Adventures took me 4 hours. Lego Star Wars Original Trilogy and number 1 took me 3 hours. Lego Movie 2 took me, like, 3-4 hours. Same with Indiana Jones 2. I did both Harry Potter games in a day. Lego Dimensions took me a little bit because it was tedious because I keep having to swap between screens to change the characters around, but still, you can probably get that done within a day. Batman I got done within a day. Well, I got most of things done within a day or two. But like I said, towards the end I was like banging them out. I just knew because I was getting to the games where I knew what to do. But yeah, Pirates of the Caribbean was good. It was just fun because, like, again, good movies, and they were a good game following those movies. Okay, this is where it gets really hard for me. The next one in the list to go up, and it pains me to do it because I love The Hobbit, I love Lord of the Rings, but Lego Hobbit is sadly going into 12th place. Originally, it was going to go higher. When I replayed it, I forgot that it was an unfinished game. It was similar to Marvel's Avengers. Lego The Hobbit only followed the first two Hobbit movies. So it was on Unexpected Journey and Destruction of Smaug or whatever. Those were the two that it followed. And once Smaug was defeated, game ends. There was no DLC for the third one. There's been no talk about them remaking it and adding the third movie in, as much as I hope. It would be amazing if they do a kind of like they've been doing with Skywalker Saga and now Batman. If they do it with some of these games, I would love for them to go back to Lego The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings and put all the games, or put both games into a collection, and add the third Hobbit movie in. That's just an idea, TT Games. I gave you an idea. I'm giving you big money for all the Lord of the Rings and Hobbit fans. But yeah, there was nothing wrong with it. That was my only nitpick about it. Other than that, it was an amazing game. A lot of these, like I said, all these ones are really good. Actually, I lied. Actually, moving that up to 11. I forgot this hasn't been ranked yet. Lego The Incredibles can go in 12th place. Give Lego Hobbit, give it some love. I'll give it some love up into 11th place. Lego The Incredibles, looking back on it, I didn't finish it. I dropped it because it was boring. I went back, replayed it. The only boring part of the game was Lego The Incredibles 2, in my opinion. Lego The Incredibles 1 I enjoyed. Maybe because I like the first original Incredibles better than number 2. I wouldn't say they ruined it. It was still... Incredibles 2 was still a fantastic movie. I'm long away to sequel that it got. Well deserved. It was good. But it's just something about the first Incredibles to me. Growing up watching it, I loved it. And it's called Lego The Incredibles, but the open world, you can play as like Buzz Lightyear, Woody, like all Pixar characters. You can play as Nemo. Why is it just called Lego Pixar? You should have that. Here's another idea, TD Games. Make a game called Lego Pixar or Lego Disney Pixar, and add in like all the Lego Pixar games or movies into like one Lego game. Have like 3 levels per movie, or 5 levels per movie, and have like the best movies. Or Lego Toy Story would be banging. Yeah, that's just an idea, but yeah, it was, to me it was a cool take, but it's a game that honestly I don't think it should have been made. It doesn't work in Lego. I mean, they found a way to make it work, but in my sense of it doesn't work in Lego, as in, for example, Incredibles 1, the whole plot was Syndrome wanted off the Soups so he can destroy the city, so he can save it. That was the whole point. He just wanted to get rid of Soup, so he's the only superhero, and he was going to like fake crime, kind of like what Vought does in The Boys. He wanted to do that crap. He wanted to start that. He wanted to start that shit up. So he eventually they find Frozone and Mr. Incredible. Mr. Incredible goes to the island. He fights the Omnidroid that was originally meant for Frozone. The game's the exact same way, but here's the thing: Lego games are 2-player. You get 2 characters to control, at least 2 characters to control per level in a Lego game. Sometimes there's more, but Lego The Incredibles, they're in that specific level, there was 2. You think there should only be the one. There should have only been Mr. Incredible. Oh no, Frozone's there as well. You know you gotta fight 2 Omnidroids. They changed the plot. They changed the plot of the movie. I'm like, what the fuck? They didn't even get Lego Elastigirl checking her ass out. For that it gets docked down in the spot. The next one is yeah. Yeah. Whoa. 10th spot. Okay, we're getting to my top 10. Lego Star Wars 3: The Clone Wars. Again, played it before. Amazing. Mainly because I love the Clone Wars. And it was just fun. Honestly, in the original ranking I was going to do, it was actually going to be right down here somewhere. But thinking about it, I'm like, no, I actually enjoyed the game. Like when I emulated it, then I ended up buying it on Steam just so I can replay it later and own it. Definitely easy top 10. Even though most of the game it was like okay, here's the arena. You got to fight these enemies, shut down their portals, build your own little army. And I actually enjoyed that because that was Clone Wars. You are at war. That was my only nitpick about it, but I did enjoy most of it. But there was it was mainly classic, or the more memorable episodes, like where R2-D2 got captured by General Grievous, and you had the astromech droid that like evil in a way, the black one. That sounds very bad, but yeah. There was the whole aside, there was 3 different story arcs you could do. So there was a Count Dooku story arc because the game starts on Geonosis, because it's set in between episode 2 and 3. Starts in Geonosis, and you do multiple levels going around the galaxy trying to stop. Is it No, it wasn't Dooku. It was this bug dude. Then there was General Grievous. Again, little missions to do for around General Grievous. Then there was a Sarge of Ventress. It was cool. It was a cool thing. You got to retell some of the most classic arcs in Clone Wars. That it gets top 10. Actually, next is Lego Jurassic World. So originally this wasn't actually this one was in my top 5. I remember playing this on the Xbox 360 and loving it. And replaying it, it was still good. I played it a few years ago when it came, when I got my PlayStation. I ended up buying it and playing it. I enjoyed it, but I didn't enjoy it as much as I thought I would. Then when I recently replayed it, I actually didn't enjoy it again. I had that same feeling. It was mainly the fact. I think I think it's also a bit misleading. Lego Jurassic World. It wasn't. It's not, because you can see different characters in this thing, but it's called Lego Jurassic World, but when going in, a lot of people probably thought. I never saw the trailer for it, so it's probably different. But when I first saw it, when I got on the 360, I recently just saw Jurassic World, and I was like, oh crap, there's a Lego game of it. Amazing. Brought it not realizing, and it blew my mind. They had Jurassic Park 1, 2, and 3 in there as well. And I think that's originally why I loved it. Because I still hands down the best Jurassic movie there was to this day is still Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park 1 solos. Then probably yeah, Jurassic Park. To me, it actually probably goes Jurassic Park 2. No, Jurassic Park 1, then 2, then World, then 3, then Rebirth. Rebirth was atrocious, but somehow it did so well at the box office, which baffles me. But yeah, I just didn't enjoy it as much as I thought I would, but still, it was still a good Lego game. Because you gotta play with dinosaurs. Dinosaurs are cool. Next is Lego Movie, the video game. And not, again, we're getting into the games that are all these games I have played before. Lego Movie, the video game, again, played on the 360. I loved it. Again, mainly around the time because I watched the Lego Movie, the movie, or the Lego Movie. Loved the movie. Got the game. Game follows. It's practically nearly 1-for-1 for the movie. Obviously, no Lego game can be 1-for-1 for a movie. They have to add some stuff for like little jokes for the kids. They come. Obviously, the levels couldn't be 1-for-1. They had to drag the game out. Obviously, you can't have a 2-hour game of doing nothing. But yeah, I loved it. Even the fact where you can go to the kids' toy room and you can have like all the different vehicles and fly around, which I find is cool. I would have liked it better if you could do that in the city, but you get what you get. But still, if you're just playing it for the story, you're getting what you paid for. Next one, Lego Batman 2 DC Superheroes. Again, grew up playing this. The first time I played it, I loved it. I replayed it years ago. I didn't like it as much. Then I replayed it recently, and I loved it. So, top 10. The only issue I have about that game is the open world with the flying. It was weird. It was like a cursor, and it was weird. It could have been because it was on PC, off of Steam. So I don't know, but still an amazing Lego Batman game. Troy Baker voices Batman. It was cool. I don't like the all black outfit, but yeah. And just because we do a DC game, number 6, Lego Marvel Superheroes 1. Again, grew up playing it. Similar to what I said about where is it? I don't know. Yeah, it was just cool. They advertised it as a Lego Batman game. Superman's in it because the whole Lex Luthor and Joker team up. Then towards the end, the Justice League come in for the final couple of levels, which is cool. What I love about Marvel Superheroes is that you get the entire world of Marvel. You get all the cool characters. Iron Man. Well, not cool, but more like characters that people know. Like they got the Fantastic Four, Wolverine. You got the whole main cast of X-Men. So you get like Cyclops, Professor X. What else? Jean Grey, Iceman. There's like a whole level them dedicated to the X-Mansion, which is cool. There was you get Spider-Man's a lot of it of Spider-Man villains, and you had to fight Galactus at the end. Overall, it was a really good game. Going back playing it, it was very nostalgic. It originally would have been in my top 5. It got debunked, obviously, but yeah, it gets 6th place. The game that beat it was Lego Batman 3. Lego Batman 3, again, this was actually, Lego Batman 3 was actually in my top 3 going in. Again, I'll tell you what my top 3 is now. Obviously, I spoiled what 2 of them were, but yeah, Lego Batman 3 is in my top 5. But Lego Batman 3 is just cool. The only nitpick I don't like about it, the only thing that stops it from going into my top 3 was the end of the game. So, if you don't know, Lego Batman 3 Beyond Gotham, you are fighting Brainiac. The game starts off really strong, chasing Killer Croc through the sewers, leading to the villains, like eventually the villains going up into the Watchtower, wrecking havoc. Martian Manhunter calls Justice League to come help. We come help, we stop them. Brainiac comes in with all the Green Lanterns, or not Green Lantern, but with all the lanterns. So like the Pink Lantern, I forgot what most of the names was. Was it not Huntress? I forgot what it is, but yeah, like Atrocitus, Sinestro, Lathes, Green Lantern, aka Hal Jordan, was it something Nightwalker? All those lanterns coming in to shrink Earth. It was really cool. It starts off really strong up until the point you defeat Brainiac about halfway through the game. So you defeat Brainiac halfway through the game, which was, I find, shit. The game should just end. But no, they found a way to drag it out more, where everyone's emotions are now out of whack. So Wonder Woman has Red Lantern Rage, the Flash has Orange Lantern Greed, what is it, Lex Luthor has Pink Lantern's Love or whatever, and it was just all out of whack, and you had to go around to each of the Lantern planets and get a piece of the power thing to fix them. Then the final fight is with Brainiac again, with a giant out of control Superman. I found that part of the game very boring and tedious. But I still, even if they got rid of the part, it would have been in my top 3. It's not, so that's why it's top 5, but it's still better. Next, Lego Marvel Superheroes 2. So, I'll tell you what my original. Obviously, you know what my top 3 are. These are my top 3. But reason why Lego Marvel Superheroes 2 isn't in my top 3 like I originally thought it was going to be was DC Supervillains did something way better than what I thought they would do. And I'll touch base on that soon. But Lego Marvel Superheroes 2 took everything what Superheroes 1 was and made it better, and they practically turned it up. So this one's about Kang the Conqueror. He took different periods of time periods or like locations, and they put it into one giant like map. So you have like a portion of New York City with the Avengers Mansion. You had Asgard. You had you eventually get Nowhere. You get the Inhuman kingdom. I forgot what it's called. Again, the Inhumans were in it. Everyone was in the Superheroes 2 game. They had also the Spider-Verse one. You had Spider-Man 2099 in the cover image. Spider-Gwen. Yeah, Spider-Man Noir. And that hit home because one of my favorite Spider-Man games of all time is Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions, and that's practically what it was. They had the Guardians. You started off playing Guardians of the Galaxy. They had the Guardians of the Galaxy soundtrack playing. That there was Mr. Blue Sky, Come and Get Your Love. I think there was another one I can't remember, but yeah, it was. They had nearly everyone, and all of them were like based off the movie versions. Like Thor was Gladiator Thor from Ragnarok, as you can kind of see. The Hulk, when you find him, was in his Gladiator outfit from Ragnarok. The Iron Man suit, I'm pretty sure, was the suit from Infinity War or Civil War, one of them. Spider-Man looked like he was wearing the Homecoming suit. They just looked like the movie versions of themselves, even though it wasn't their voice actors. But it it was cool. Before I played Lego DC Supervillains, this was going to be my top 3. Played Lego DC Supervillains and it did way better, which I'll tell you right after this. Number 3, Lego Lord of the Rings. A game I did not think was going to be in my top 3. So thinking about it, I was like top 5 at most. Played it, I love it. Like, I love Lord of the Rings, the movies. I actually love them more than The Hobbit. Lord of the Rings to me is just one of those franchises that I will die on a hill saying it is amazing. It is like top 3 franchises for me, probably, in terms of movies. Yeah, there was actually really nothing wrong with Lord of the Rings. It was an amazing start to finish. Like I said earlier with the Lego Movie 2, so they took out in Lego Movie 2 they took out of the levels, right, and they incorporated open world into as levels. A lot of games incorporated that into their games, but they added levels. So, like, for example, what's a good one? What's a good one to talk? Use an example for Superheroes Batman 3 and Superheroes 2. I know did it a little bit. Superheroes 2 more than the rest. Wait, one that I remember more fondly because it blew my mind. Because they had Iron Fist and Daredevil in it. Two of my favorite Marvel superheroes. You had to do like little side missions for them to continue the game. They did that. Similar things to Jurassic World, where you had to like cut down certain trees and do certain things to progress, but it's like small little things. Some of them that they did it way too much, like Force Awakens did it. Harry Potter did it. Like, to continue the game, you had to learn spells, and there's like a whole like 15-minute mini level of just learning a spell. Where they could have just turned that into an actual level for the game, but they didn't. Lego Movie did it, but this one did it the most. Same with Supervillains, but they did it better. Next up, might as well just do this. This is my favorite Lego game, and I'll tell you why soon. And this is in number 2. Okay, so reason why Lego DC Supervillains is higher than Lego Marvel Superheroes 2, like I thought it was going to be. So I originally thought it was going to be Skywalker Saga, Superheroes 2, Lord of the Rings. So I knew these two before I played this was going to be my top 2, but there was just something about DC Supervillains I loved. I do not class it as a Lego Batman game, even though he's in it towards you, and you're going to play them towards the end. But obviously, spoilers if you haven't played any of these games, especially Supervillains, because that's what I'm about to talk about. The main plot is the Crime Syndicate, aka they come from, in the game, I'm not 100% sure about the comics, but in the game they come from Earth 3. So there's the main leader is Ultraman. I think the cyborg version is called Greg. You got Superwoman, which is Wonder Woman. There's I forgot what the Flash one was called. It's like Johnny something. You have Deathflame or Deathstorm or whatever as Firestorm. You had they were just evil versions of them. And they came to Earth 1 to practically just to take over. Obviously, they were actually working for Darkseid. Darkseid ended up becoming the final main villain in the final act of the game, which I found really cool. What I like about DC Supervillains, not only the graphics, it was the story. It was the only, and I mean only, Lego game where you got to make yourself as a Lego figure. The game first starts off with Lex doing whatever in prison. Then it cuts to a customization screen where you got to make your own character. It doesn't necessarily have to look like you. You just get to make your own villain, which I found really, when I originally played it, I found really cool. Again, I found it really cool. You just make yourself OP as hell. And throughout the game, you get more powers. And it was just the fact that all the superheroes knew each other, and they incorporated like different things. Like, for example, you had the Justice League. I'm not going to go on list everyone in the Justice League. Everyone should know who's in the Justice League. Then it was up to the supervillains to practically save the day. And all the supervillains knew each other. They had the Hall of Doom, which was in Batman 3, but this one, like, it was everyone was there, and they were all buddies. And they were like introducing like you, and they're making out like, because your character couldn't talk obviously, but they're making out like this person's like, he's one of us, he's a villain, take him in, he's part of the family. Like that's what it felt like. And towards the end of the game, at the real end of the game, you got to choose to stay a villain or become a hero. Well, I think the first time I played it, I went as a hero. This time I stayed as a villain, just because I liked the villain side of it more. Yeah, it honestly, it was amazing. If Lego Marvel Superheroes 2 was anything like this, it would be up here. But yeah, that's why that's there. Skywalker Saga. Only reason why this is up here is because I'm a massive Star Wars nerd, fan, whatever you want to call it, both, fan nerd fan, and it has all 9 Star Wars movies into one game. Complete Saga only had the 6. They did a game dedicated to Force Awakens, which I found pointless because what was the point if you knew you were doing another trilogy? This is what I don't understand with games, or Lego games. Mainly The Hobbit and Force Awakens, even Indiana Jones. If they know you're going to do another movie, don't make a game on the previous ones, unless you plan on making another game dedicated to that one movie. Force Awakens, they did Lego Force Awakens, which blew my mind, because that was the foundation for Skywalker Saga. Skywalker Saga, they incorporated a lot more open world-ish level, where it was like fully 360. They gave you like a little map of the area. They incorporated blaster like fights. And then Skywalker Saga did the exact same thing throughout the game. The lightsaber battles were much more fun. It was more to it instead of just spamming a button. This one, like, you get a block, dodge, use the Force to throw stuff at them. There was QTEs you can do in the fight. It was amazing. Same with the blaster fights, similar to Force Awakens. I'm pretty sure Force Awakens did the similar lightsaber battles, but Skywalker Saga did it 100 times better. They expanded on it. The only thing I believe Skywalker Saga did not do right was Force Awakens. The actual Lego Force Awakens game was better than the whole Force Awakens section in Skywalker Saga. That's the only nitpick I have about it. Other than the fact they should have, other than the fact episodes 8 and 9 in there, which are just terrible movies, but you can't really change the fact. But that's really the only nitpick I have. So that's my list. Honestly, everyone has different opinions. My opinion is the only one that matters. Honestly, I would love to know what everyone's top 3 Lego games are. Like I said, that's my top 3 there. I originally thought going in, like when I was getting towards the end of my marathon, I had a feeling I knew what my top 3 were. Being Superheroes 2, Lord of the Rings, and Skywalker Saga. My original top 3 before the marathon started, like, it was Skywalker Saga, Batman 2, and fuck, what was it? I had it written down. What my original were. Yeah, my original top 3 were Skywalker Saga, Complete Saga, Batman 3, and Superheroes. That was my original top 3 for years. It changed a little bit when Skywalker Saga came out. Skywalker Saga came out, it stayed the exact same. The only thing that changed is it overtook Complete Saga. So Complete Saga took over. But after playing this marathon, I got a new top 3. Well, only 2 changed, but yeah. Honestly, the only ones I'd probably replay are Harry Potter in the remastered, just to see what, like, how much better it is. And I mean, I'd be open to replaying all of them, but just some of these ones down here were just like, see, this one was, when going back and playing these are just more nostalgic than fun. This Harry Potter Years 1 to 4 was fun. It was just something about these games up here I just liked more. But like I said, I'm not ranking any of the others. These are the only ones I'm putting in best. This is best to worst, or worst to best, whatever you want to do it. We did worst to best. This is generally how I think the LEGO games are ranked in my head, since I played all the main story ones. Another one I didn't add to the tier list was LEGO Rock Band. I know there was a handheld one on the DS. I tried to emulate it. I didn't realize you needed an actual guitar or drums from Rock Band to play the game. So that's one I could not play. And all the Bionicle games I didn't do. I'm ending the video here. If you enjoyed, make sure to like, subscribe. Check out my other channels, links in description, and tell me in the comments below on what your top 3 or top 5 even LEGO games are.